12 miles on my schedule, so it is a little after 5 o'clock right now. We're gonna get ready to do the dang thing. This run should be pretty interesting. I've been really excited about this run all week. Each week, it just, when I go to like a higher distance, it just feels like such a big deal. So it's such a big deal to me that I'm finally hitting 12 miles. The past 2 weeks, I've been doing 10 miles, but I'm on my period, and long runs on my period are just so rough. So I've taken some Midol. Usually that helps. I just have really bad cramps on the first few days, so I'm hoping the Midol kicks in. And yeah, because otherwise it's just like, it's gonna be rough out there. I also don't know what the heck I did. My lips hurt so badly. I don't know if I like used a new product, but literally the inside of them is like red. I don't know, that's random. That's really not gonna affect my run, but my lips are just like really hurting. But yeah, I feel like the hardest part about marathon training, ultra training, whatever, and being a female is figuring out how to adjust when you're on your period. I feel like especially now there's so much more like information and knowledge and just like chatter about our cycles and like cycle syncing and how you can adjust your workouts to all the different phases of your period, and that's just not something you're really able to do when you're training. There's definitely ways you can adjust, and obviously if you are here, you know I am not here focusing on my pace, but obviously there are things you can do when you're on your period, like adjust the pace you're running at to be a little bit slower, to be a little bit easier on your body, take more walking breaks, Midol. I will say I use a menstrual cup. I think I've been using it since like 2020 or maybe even 2019. I don't know. I've been using it for a long time. It has been a lifesaver, especially for like outdoor activities when I'm on my period. So that is definitely a little tip that I have as well too. But I feel like the most important thing is truly just to like be kind with yourself if you're still trying to do any type of intensive activity, just because it's not the same as if when you're not on your period. I'm gonna quickly get dressed, and then I am doing a few newer things for breakfast. Not like entirely new, but just things I haven't done the past few weekends because I haven't had my life together and haven't had any of the things that I've needed. So I've got some new things to show you there. My toast with peanut butter and honey and banana in such a long time. I forgot how good it really is. It's delicious. I love eating that, and there's not a lot of things that I love eating at like 5 a.m. It's so good. And something else I'm doing a little bit differently this time is getting even more ahead of electrolytes. I'm gonna bring the salt stick pills again and take those an hour in, and I don't know, this run will definitely take over 2 hours, so I'll probably be taking the pills twice, just once every hour, but wanted to also have some electrolytes before. As I was saying, I want to be a little more on top of electrolytes today, so I am drinking this. It's Momentous. I think I've showed y'all before, but it's just the strawberry lime, and it is so good. My stomach is not doing too great. The cramps are cramping, but hopefully being more on top of electrolytes and all of that will help prevent any other types of cramps that I sometimes get when I'm running, which I'm pretty sure, I know I've talked about it, I'm pretty sure it's just from the lack of salt and electrolytes. But yeah, my stomach is definitely not feeling the best right now. I feel like it's like the changing of the guards every time I go back through my hydration pack. It's like, okay, take out all of the wrappers from last week's gels and input the new ones in. The morning always goes by so fast. I'm like, what have I been doing for almost the past hour? I don't know if it's because I'm filming or what, but it always tends to fly by. So it's 10 minutes from 6. I'm gonna grab my pack of gels that I got from the feed, which I have the unboxing in a vlog from last week. I will link that, and we're gonna pick the gels that I'm gonna run with. I'm a little bit nervous and also really excited to just try some new ones that I've never had. Okay, it's almost time to go. I feel like I'm just gonna grab these at random. I do know that I really wanna try the Martin gels, just since I feel like I've heard the most about that one out of all of them. Oh, I'm gonna try the UCAN one. I am still looking for the Martin one if I can find it in here. Is this it? Okay, the tasteless gel. So I'm gonna do UCAN, I'm gonna do Martin. I'll bring 4, yeah, maybe even 5 just to be safe. Let's bring this 6D. It's the red fruits flavor. So I've got the strawberry banana UCAN, the flavorless Martin, the red fruits 6D. Gosh, I'm like gonna fly through half the ones in this pack. Maybe I'll do the strawberry kiwi goo, and I think that's all I'll need, but just to be safe, I will bring, oh, no, not ready for that. I'll just bring this one just as like a backup. I'm gonna put them in the packs right here, and I'll see you guys out there.
But here's like, yeah, they're
okay, I don't even think you're gonna be able to see me, but we're a little over a mile in. My stomach freaking hurts, so I'm definitely taking this a little bit slower by about a minute a mile so far than I normally would, but whatever it takes to be able to get through this run comfortably while on my period. Good morning. Just hit mile 3 and I'm gonna walk a little, not because I like feel tired or need to, but my stomach, y'all, my stomach hurts so badly. I think it's all related to my period, but like I've been saying, I'm just gonna listen to my body, and right now I'm feeling like walking is gonna help me. I did the first 3 though without music. Dom and I were like chit-chatting for the first like 2 miles, and then my stomach started hurting, so I just like went silent, but kind of nice to get back into the not listening to something the entire time. Been a minute since I have made it down here. I think I've only come down, like made it to downtown once since I started running again. There's a lot more construction than there used to be. All right, we are chunking the heck out of this run. If you don't know what chunking is, it's basically what it sounds like when you chunk your run and break it up into a bunch of different like segments. So I'm chunking at this first 4 miles. I did it without music. Something that really helps me is like listening to different things for each like different chunk. So I just did these first 4 miles without any music. Then I'm gonna do the second 4 miles probably listening to a podcast, or I might go back to the audiobook, and then the last 4 I will listen to music. It kind of helps just to like mentally break up the run. I am so behind on fueling because my stomach is still really hurting, but I've already been running for, I'm not even at 6 miles, but I've been running for over an hour and I haven't had anything. So I'm gonna try this UCAN strawberry banana. It's like really warm, obviously, because it's been in my pockets and outside. It would be better, I think, if it was a little bit cooler, which I don't know how that would be possible. Kind of tastes like a strawberry banana Go-Gurt. I will say something I really like about this is it's super thin and not as thick as the gels I'm used to taking, like the Humas, or even just like the regular, just like the gel, like the Gatorade gels. It's really thin, so it goes down like super easily. I'm just not feeling it. My stomach really hurts still. I feel like I've said that like 1,000 times now. But the motivation to keep running it's just dropping. So I'm doing like run for 0.5 and like walk for 0.5, which, you know, not ideal, but also at this point, especially with the loop, there's nothing else. I can't end it early. I gotta finish the whole thing. So I've got a little less than 5 miles left. Okay, 3.5 miles left. We're turning this run around and we're gonna try and run the last entire bit. I'm not sure if it is evident on camera how sweaty I am, but I'm at the point where my phone, it takes like so many tries to open it because it's so sweaty and I have nowhere to dry it. So I've got 1.5 miles left and I'll probably see y'all when I'm done. Okay, I'm alive. I've got my electrolyte drink and wow, let's talk about that run. Let's unpack that. There's a lot to unpack there. Gosh, that was such a bad run. And my stomach is, I mean, it's like 1 o'clock right now. Like it has taken me a minute, which is so frustrating because I felt like this stomach pain that I had, like yes, I was cramping because of my period, but by like mile 4, it wasn't even that the cramps were the issue. It was just like that my stomach was hurting, and it was hurting in the way that it had been after like the past 2 runs near the end, but like I was literally feeling that pain essentially when I started, like by the end of mile 1. Like we hit mile 1 and I was like, hey Dom, can we like stop for a bit? And like I literally just like stood there doing deep breaths for several minutes because my stomach was hurting so badly. And I thought about pushing it to tomorrow, but I was like, well, I know I'm still gonna have cramps tomorrow just because like I usually have pretty bad cramps for the first few days of my period, so I would still have them tomorrow. And I was like, I'm up. Like, I might as well see if I can just finish this with like a walk-run kind of combo, which obviously is what I did, which is great. I'm really proud of myself for finishing the run. That's one of the good things. Like, once I hit 6, I was like, well, I have to finish it. But yeah, it's frustrating because I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was that caused my stomach to hurt. Fuel that I used in the morning, the Momentous fuel, I technically have never drank that before I've gone on a run. It's always been what I've had after. So that is like the only new thing I've done. Obviously eating like the toast and peanut butter and banana and honey was something I hadn't done in a while, but I know I'm like good with that because I've done that for literally like years. So I'm wondering if maybe it was the Momentous fuel and maybe I just need to keep it for after because I genuinely love it. It's like one of my favorites, but that's the only like different thing that I did. Or maybe I just woke up and my stomach was having an off day. I don't know, but it did not go the way that I wanted it to, and I'm thankful I have 12 again next weekend kind of for like a redemption run, because obviously runs like that are, yes, they are very sucky like physically, but they also suck mentally too, because it's hard not to get in your head after a run like that, especially when I'm trying to train for a race of such a huge caliber. So yeah, it's hard to not get too in my head, but I'm fine. I know it was like my stomach and that just being all funky that kind of caused me to struggle out there, because otherwise I think I would have felt really strong. So we'll try again next week and hopefully it'll be a lot better then. And then another thing I wanted to touch on, because I feel like this is one of those like do as I say, not as I do, because I clearly was not fueling properly throughout that run, which is another bummer too, because I was like, okay, I'm getting like the good fuel this morning, like I'm eating a full breakfast, this is gonna be great. And yeah, I only ended up taking that UCAN gel, and obviously I walked a lot more than, not more than I ran, but just like walked a lot more than I was intending to. But that does not mean that you do not need to fuel. I just like, my stomach was hurting that I was like, I cannot get anything in here, and I'm glad that I was able to drink as much water as I was able to, because that just would have been a disaster. But yeah, I only had the UCAN gel and 2 salt stick pills, just because I just like, my stomach felt full, like it obviously was hurting, and I just like could not bear the thought of putting anything else in my stomach. I will say I'm very interested in trying some of the other UCAN gels. The flavor was like fine. Like I said, it kind of tasted like a strawberry banana Go-Gurt. I feel like it would have been a lot better if it had been cooled, but like obviously that's not a thing. But I really liked the texture and I really liked the consistency. I think I mentioned this in the clip, but like it's just a lot thinner than the other gels that I'm used to, and I actually really like that. It was so easy to get down. I feel like it's kind of hard to describe, but like you barely even have to swallow because it just like slid down my throat. So I'm definitely interested in trying a few more. I might order some, but I'm definitely going to finish like going through all the ones that I got from the feed just to see if there's any others that I like more. But yeah, don't go through a 12-mile run, even if you are walking a lot of it, without fueling.
It's not good. I'm gonna be recovering and making sure I'm eating enough for the rest of the day for sure. But yeah, that's kind of like a recap of how it went. Obviously it didn't go as I wanted it to, but that's totally fine. I'm thankful that my run last weekend was so good and that really like boosted my spirits, because otherwise I would have been like, gosh, why are all of these runs so rough for me? So I'm clinging to the fact that last week was great, which just means another great one is right around the corner. So I'm just gonna be chilling for the rest of the day. Dom and I are doing date night later tonight, so it's just gonna be, honestly, I'll probably be right here reading for the rest of the day. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you enjoyed coming along for that kind of disastrous run, but I am just so thankful you're here. I'm so grateful for your support, like whether you've made it this far or you know, follow me on Instagram, like all my stuff there. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. I am just so grateful and truly like love bringing you along for my runs. I get genuinely so excited just to get to share these experiences with y'all in some way, and you know, maybe you relate to this because you're also struggling with the cramping, whether it's your period or stomach or like dehydration, whatever it is. So yeah, I just hope you enjoyed this, and I so appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.